I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out the ring. I don't care who you are.
This camera. If Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather gets made, it does more than Terence Crawford Canelo on Netflix.
Oh wow!
Clip that.
He pulled out a good. I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
Floyd Mayweather has been cautioned by Leonard Ellerbe against facing Manny Pacquiao. He cautioned that one bad punch can alter a fighter's entire future in the cruel sport of boxing. Ellerbe highlighted that boxers should steer clear of dangerous fights in their later career and instead concentrate on safeguarding their income and well-being. He feels that senior combatants should enjoy life rather than seek needless danger, and that once a legacy has been established, nothing more needs to be proven.
Do what's best for him. If he feels as though the time is now to walk away, but I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out the ring. I don't care who you are. And boxing is a brutal, brutal sport. And all it takes is, one punch here, and again, your whole life is completely changed. And the key is to get in this sport and to become successful, meaning fight the best guys that are out there, and then make a lot of money, and then be able to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. Obviously, with being in a position to take care of your family, that's what it's all about.
Floyd Mayweather's son made it apparent in a rare public comment that he opposes his father going back to fight Manny Pacquiao. His remarks demonstrate a profound concern for his father's welfare. Even though he does not specifically name Manny, he seemed to believe that Floyd has already done enough in the sport and has nothing else to prove. The recommendation to forego a second fight stems from a concern for one's own well-being rather than rivalry. It's a position that emphasizes how retired fighters' families frequently worry more about their loved ones' health than their legacy.
Ron, I'm too much. Hey, Mojo Gusto, all right?
I don't know. You gotta ask him.
Hey, brother, would you like one question?
No.
Can I ask one question? Hey, brother, can I ask one question? Can I ask one
everybody's older.
Can you put another shrimp on the boat?
Manny Pacquiao has openly announced that he's ready for anyone, including Floyd Mayweather, should the occasion arise. If Mayweather is serious about coming out of retirement, he was invited to sign the contract. Pacquiao has a clear message. He sees unresolved issues between the two legends and is prepared and self-assured. His attitude as a warrior who still has faith in his ability and desires another opportunity to make amends is reflected in the call-out. And he isn't waiting. He's challenging, as evidenced by his latest performances, which indicate he still has the spark.
Coax Floyd Mayweather out, and maybe you guys get a rematch right here in this same building. Do you feel like that this version of you beats the version of Floyd Mayweather that exists today?
It's hard to talk about the fighter who retired already. If he comes out and go sign the contract and we'll fight. I mean, let's fight again if he wants. I have no problem with that. I'm active now. I don't pick my opponent. I don't, I fight them all.
Mauricio Suleiman, president of the World Bank, offered a diplomatic viewpoint. He stressed that the boxing community does not expect Floyd Mayweather to fight another war, while acknowledging his legendary position. However, he acknowledged that there is a chance for a rematch if the people keeps demanding it. His position mirrors boxing's commercial aspect, where reality is frequently shaped by fan interest. The tremendous demand might be sufficient to make the fight happen, even though Floyd might not need it.
Can you see a scenario where, obviously, Floyd, who's held the WBC titles many over his career, maybe gets tempted out of retirement for a Manny Pacquiao rematch?
What do you say?
I say he doesn't need to fight again, but I also would definitely come and watch. So I'm sort of like,
You'll come and watch. We have to see what happens Saturday, first of all. Of course, Floyd is legendary, just as Manny. There's no issue there. But you cannot skip. There's Barrios before, and Lance is a great journalist. I think he pulled out a good. I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
It is evident from Pacquiao's recent interviews and social media posts that he is very interested in getting back in the ring with Floyd. He believes that he can change history by winning the rematch. His confidence originates from the manner he's performed recently, especially in the Barrios battle. Manny appears motivated by unresolved issues and feels that a rematch would improve his legacy, in addition to making amends for past transgressions. His tone has changed from one of speculation to one of determination.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about that fight a little bit. Being in there with Floyd being in there with you, like what was the experience like being there, in the ring, fighting him finally?
It's good, but despite all those things, but after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and got operated. My
Yeah, you got an operation, yeah. I remember you posted a picture of.
Really hurt.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
No, that's his style. Like I knew it, but the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compy box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. Like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. You know, that's boxing.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining or making, just it happened that way.
Yeah.
It happened to me many times.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man.
My right hand is complete. So.
Chris Algieri, a boxing analyst, provided an unbiased and perceptive viewpoint on the rematch rumors. The fight isn't guaranteed, but it's definitely not impossible. He said, Algieri claims that supporters' interest in Manny has been rekindled by his recent performance against Barrios. He emphasized that Pacquiao is ultimately in control of this rematch, notwithstanding the never-ending conjecture. His readiness, hunger, and fitness might be sufficient to entice Floyd to fight one more time. Algieri's remarks provide validity to what many others believe to be inevitable.
Listen, if Floyd's talking about coming back,
And that's what I wanted to touch on. Do you think that this now warrants Floyd Mayweather with his competitive spirit and attitude to come back and maybe try to one-up Manny Pacquiao by beating him again?
that wouldn't surprise me at all because I know how Floyd is when it comes to, seeing other people doing their thing. He's like, that's Chris. So I think that's a really good possibility of happening. But again, that's going to come down to Floyd and Manny. I think they're both in the driver's seat. Floyd's always in the driver's seat, Hey, sir, how are you, man?
There were rumors around the boxing community prior to Pacquiao's bout with Mario Barrios that a victory would force him to face Floyd again. With estimates of more than $1 billion in sales, the financial appeal is enormous. Fans are demanding the rematch more than ever now that Manny has finished the Barrios fight. Given the histories of both boxers and their enormous fan bases, the bout is expected to be more popular worldwide and profitable than even the most recent super fights. FULL Ledge.
So breaking news, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 is in talks to happen next if Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios. And Mayweather is expected to be ringside for Pacquiao's fight on Saturday night. And according to reports, the rematch could be the first ever fight to generate over $1 billion. And that would lure Mayweather out of retirement. Now, I definitely saw this coming. Manny's coming out of retirement after 4 years. Of course, because he's passionate about the sport. And Barrios is a world champion, so it's a legacy fight. But there's bigger name opponents Manny can fight. And the biggest of them all is definitely Floyd Mayweather. I mean, their first fight generated 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, did over $600 million in revenue, including pay-per-views and ticket sales and sponsorships. And even though the fight didn't live up to expectations, it could still be a massive fight. 2 to 3 million pay-per-views right now. or you could put it on Netflix and hundreds of millions of people would watch it worldwide. So if Manny can pull off the upset against Mario Barrios and become WBC champion on Saturday, don't be shocked if these two's negotiations really start to heat up and then the fight gets made shortly after.
On Porter, a former champion, offers a different perspective. He thinks there's no need to revisit the chapter between Mayweather and Pacquiao, which ended in 2015. Porter believes that rather than being a legitimate sporting event, the bout runs the risk of turning into a sentimental spectacle. Additionally, he notes that younger fighters with greater stakes might provide more entertaining value, according to him. Both legends ought to be honored for their histories rather than being forced into a stressful situation that can lessen their legacy.
Listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, excuse me. Jeff Horn fight, and shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. Family. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all of heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is a better boxer than I realized. Came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did. But they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything from Mario, So I really don't agree with the draw. All that said, y'all know I got to say the rest. Y'all know I got to say the rest. One more?
Should Manny fight younger guys still? Like, should he fight a Tank? Should he fight a Rolly? Or should he rematch Floyd?
I don't think y'all want to see him with Floyd. Do y'all? I don't know. I'm feeling like the world, because it's Manny Pacquiao, it makes sense for it to be Floyd Mayweather. But I don't know. I thought yesterday you were poking the bear.
Fans are reliving the careers of both boxers in heated internet debates. Pacquiao's remarkable accomplishment of capturing titles in 8 different classes is a key conversation point. That accomplishment alone has raised the possibility that, in a rematch, he may be in the stronger position. Based on past results, current performances, and stylistic matchups, fans are attempting to predict who would win right now. Manny's history of defeating top fighters in all weight classes supports the claim that he can still defeat Floyd and anyone else.
So is Floyd Mayweather greater than Manny Pacquiao? I always get this question. If you know me, you know my answer. Floyd is not greater than Pacquiao, and Pacquiao has him beat by a really good margin in my opinion. Let's talk about it. If your argument is Floyd beat Pacquiao, throw it out the window. Every single boxer in history has lost damn near. That's like saying Buster Douglas is greater than Mike Tyson. If your argument is Manny lost in his career and Floyd didn't, I would disagree with that type of logic, but if that's the case, you got to put all the undefeated fighters at the top. Bud, Inoue, Usyk, Kazagi, all those guys should be in your top 5. I like Floyd. I like Floyd a little bit more than Manny. I'm not going to lie. Manny's a bit chaotic at times. I don't like that. I like sweet, smooth looking boxing. But let's speak objectively here. If we're talking about in terms of career, whose career will be more harder to replicate? Is going to be Manny Pacquiao, and it's by a really good margin. Now, Floyd's most impressive feats, you look at him, he's a 5 division champion. He's beaten 23 world champions. He's been in how many title fights? Floyd has an amazing career. And I'm not saying that it can be done. It probably will never be done again, but I could see somebody doing that before they do what Manny did. And that's why I have Manny as the greatest boxer of all time, just not based off ability. When you look at the guys that Manny beat, the reason why he got the 2000s Fighter of the Decade over Floyd Mayweather, the reason why he got Fighter of the Year 3 years in a row, almost 4 years in a row. Yes, Manny lost. Manny fought more world champions than Floyd, though. We don't speak on that. Then you get into the 8 weight division. These are only the 8 he won titles in. Manny Pacquiao fought through, I want to say, 10 or 11 different weight divisions. If you want to speak on the lineal titles, I want to say he holds the most lineals of all time with like 5 or 6. Youngest lineal flyweight, oldest welterweight champion. It's insane that the youngest lineal fly is also the oldest welterweight champion. I like Floyd. Floyd's my number 2 all time. This isn't a diss to Floyd, but Manny, I believe objectively is the greatest fighter above Ali, above Floyd, above Duran, above Leonard, above everybody. I think he has a career that is absolutely impossible to replicate. When Floyd was picking on guys like Andre Berto and Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao beat the undefeated young active champion and Keith Thurman to join the pound for pound at 40 years of age while being a senator. He's the greatest boxer of all time.